Hey, what's up? What's up, everyone? Woo! Merry Christmas, people. Merry Christmas. How can we do that a little more? Hold on. How do we get that out of the way? All right. Hello, everyone. What's going on? Yeah, I got to do this on Facebook. Every time I try to go live on YouTube on my phone, it just doesn't work. I always get like the reconnect. I don't know what's up with YouTube. They need to get their act together, but that's why I like this. The Facebook Live on my phone works a lot better, even, you know, but we got a pretty good audience on here. I forgot to do my morning thing today because there was no school today for the Wachusett Public Schools for some reason, and so they didn't get on the school bus today, and I was focusing on court, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to do that. But no, I wasn't arrested or anything, as you guys can see. But anyway, guys, I am on my way home right now from Dedham. If you missed the news and the stream, oh man, what a victory, what a Christmas victory today was. Huge victory, man. I mean, so the long and short of it today, I was arraigned. So the new charges were just brought to a superior court, a more serious court, the one in Dedham, the Norfolk Superior Court, as opposed to Stoughton District Court, which is like a Mickey Mouse court. And apparently, Carmelo didn't think it was that serious because he came completely unprepared today. He looked like the bumbling fool that he is. You get what you pay for. So it was a complete victory. Obviously, we were arraigned. It's a formality. And he wanted to, I oppose any restrictions on my First Amendment rights, which include stay-away orders, because they prevent me from, you know, questioning witnesses, asking them questions, you know, whatever I got to do. Reporting on the story accurately. And a big thing is that I constantly have to live with this cloud over my head when I do my show, that something I say is going to be misconstrued, intentionally misconstrued by these people as indirect contact with the witnesses. For instance, Mello a couple days ago, and this is why I was a little nervous going into today. Mello a couple days ago told my attorney that I had violated the stay-away orders because I had said on one of my morning bus stop things the other day that I said something about how I was going to court. I'm going to be going to the Kearney court date, and that the McAlberts will be there, and that I'm not talking to the McAlberts. I said, I'm not going to ask them questions because I respect stay-away orders, so I'm not going to do that. But I said, I still don't think they're going to show up because they know that other people can ask them questions. They know that this story has become so big that if Jen McCabe came to a Karen Reed court hearing, like in May, I was the only one that would ask her questions. But now, if she came to Karen Reed court hearings, there are so many others. And that doesn't just mean you people. That means the Ted Daniels of the world, and other reporters now who are really much more invested in the story, I think, than they were before. And so that was the point I was making. And of course, because these people are so dishonest, they tried to flip that around and say he's indirectly, even though he said, I'm not telling you to do it, he's kind of telling him to do it. I mean, this is how pathetic these people are. I'm on tape saying, I'm not telling you to contact them. He said something about read between the lines. What does that mean, read between the lines? I mean, it's just like they're reading what they want to read between the lines. And that's the problem. And that's why we need these orders to go away. Not just because I want to go to their kids' games or anything like that. I've already done that. But because I have to do a show every Tuesday and Saturday in Turtle Club on Thursdays, and now we do these bus stop lives, and at any point they can take anything I say and twist them. All of these charges are based off of things that I've said out of context, all of them. And so it's hard living with that over your shoulder, knowing that these people are malicious, they're evil, they want to put me in jail for 90 days if I violate this order. And Ken Mello said today, when he came into court, he's like, we're going to give him one more chance. If he does it one more time, then we're going to spank him with this. And so I have the right to oppose it, and I did. We opposed the stay-away orders. And when that happens, like when I opposed it in Stoughton District Court, the judge can just do whatever they want. I guess Judge O'Malley can just do whatever he wants. And he's like, he granted the stay-away orders, really vague ones. But in Superior Court, it's different. It's more serious court. So in Superior Court, you have to cite a statute, a law, that says that, you know, Mr. Kearney can't contact these people. And he couldn't do it. It was like a kid that didn't do their homework, and they were brought, and they're like, they tried to give the book report anyway. He got up there, and he just made a complete fool of himself. And it was like I told my attorney, I go, he looks like a deer caught in the headlights. He looks like, excuse me? Like, this is not, it was like for the first time, it didn't go as planned for them. They're so used to getting their way and everything they want. He had no precedent. He had no statute. He had no case law. He had nothing. And the judge is like, what do you want me to do? It's your job as the attorney to explain to me why I need to put orders in place, and you're not doing that. It was like he was begging him to, and he couldn't do it. So we got the victory. We got the victory. And the orders were thrown out completely. There are now no, and then they started talking about a dangerous hearing. He was like on the fly. He's like, what about dangerous hearing? And it's like, that's laughable. Everybody knows I'm not dangerous. And then he wanted to do $1 bail. He asked for $1 bail. Oh. So I got personal recognizance. I'm free. I mean, that's how much of a joke these charges are. Like, nobody in Superior Court has 9 felony charges or 13 felony charges, however many there are, and just gets no bail. That's how you know this is a joke. I'm on no bail. $0. 0. Because they know I'm not coming. They know I'm not missing out. They know I look forward to these court dates. And let me just say this, right? The media and the media was so much better, I think. Just looking at these people, it's like they get it now. It's like they get it. Like, Ted Daniel gets it now. He has had a couple instances now where the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office is hiding information, and like, he's going to the Secretary of State's office and they're still not giving him what he needs. He's like, oh, man, I'm telling you, my arrest changed everything. And they're like, oh, wow, maybe there is something. It was the biggest mistake they could have made in the Karen Reed case, is arresting me, because it makes them look like they're covering something up. The guy who has been doing this, and it's a bad day for the McAlberts, isn't it? It's a great day for freedom and Turtle Riders and Turtleboy and all of us. It's a bad day for the McAlberts. Like, this was a crushing defeat. And honestly, it's like, watch out for that Judge Krupp, though. Like, that guy is obviously smart, very smart. I don't know if he's Yale educated, where he went to law school, but he's an intelligent person, clearly. And he reads, he knows exactly what he's going to do. He doesn't seem like a fun guy to hang out with, but he comes in prepared. You know, that guy was like an A student and everything. And it seemed like, it was almost as if, and this is the impression I got, like, he is looking into the future, and he knows he knows that if he grants a stay-away order on me, we're going to appeal it to the SJC. And the worst thing that can happen for judges professionally is when they're overruled by the SJC. And I think he realized that if he granted those stay-away orders today, that he would be overruled by the SJC, like Auntie Bev was. She got dressed down by the SJC. So that's just what I think. I think he was just like, Mello, can you give me something? Because I can't grant these stay-away orders if you don't explain it to me. They're going to appeal it, and then I'm going to be the judge that got overruled by the SJC, and I don't think anybody wants that. I don't think any judge wants that professionally. So, you know, I obviously was not a fan of him last time, and I'm still not a big fan. Doesn't seem like a fun guy to hang out with, but it was a, you know, a complete and total victory, and the first of many to come. Many. Actually, you know what? Timmy Duggan the other day was our first real victory with this. You know, maybe that set the tone. Maybe that set the tone. And there are more victories to come. And last night we raised $5 grand. I gotta add it all up. It's around, somebody says around $5 grand or so for Janelle the dispatcher, which she was elated after the show, guys. Elated, right? And so she's gonna fight. It's like, I'm telling you, they are in for the fight of their lives. The fight of their lives. But there's a good chance we might not ever get there. There's a good chance we might not ever get to an actual trial in this because of the feds. And when I came out of court, that's one of the first things I said. I always think about what I'm going to say to the media. Like what, obviously I could rant about it for hours, but you get one point to make, right? And the point I was making was about the federal investigation that cannot be stated enough. That has to constantly be put in the media, and they have to constantly be reminded that the people who are prosecuting me, Janelle, the Canton Nine, and Karen Reed are all under federal investigation by the United States Attorney's Office for corruption in the Karen Reed case. That cannot be stated enough. And that the district attorney himself sent a letter to the manager of the DOJ asking to speak to the manager and telling them to please stop investigating me because a woman who worked in his office 10 years ago is married to Dustin Chow, who's head of the anti-corruption unit of the U.S. Attorney's Office. And obviously they laughed. They probably had a good laugh at that. Look at this idiot. And he's the guy who's coming after me. I'm not under federal investigation. I don't know what that's like. That's got to be a lot of pressure. He has significantly more to worry about in the long term than I do. They all have. I saw Tully there. And by the way, another point to be made here. Not a single one of the alleged victims in this was in court today. It was all our people. All of them. I saw Tully, the human penis. He was there. He comes to everything because this is his life. I'm his obsession. I'm the one he'll never get. He had his one day with me on October 11th. That's it. Now daddy's fighting back and he doesn't know what to do. So none of them were in court. How have you ever seen that before? Have you ever seen an arraignment for somebody who's been charged with a serious crime and not a single one of the victims or any of their family members are in court to watch you get arraigned? I've never seen that. Somebody gets killed, somebody gets run over by a car, somebody gets hit, I don't know, you name it, somebody gets robbed. The victims are in court. The victims' families are in court because they want to see the perpetrator held responsible. None of these people show up to court, and they're the victims. They're the victims, and they're sitting there watching TV, and we're like, oh shit, we put all of our faith in Ken Mello, who wears the same checkered suit to work to court every day, and just looks like a bumbling fool. And today he was exposed, and it's a bad day for the McAlberts. And when I got outside, I made sure to mention that, because I want to connect my case to Karen Reed's case. And I said that one of the people that I'm being charged with intimidating is Colin Albert. And they claim that I've intimidated him to the point where he had to drop out of Bridgewater State University. Because I made, the only evidence they put into the charging documents is that I made a phone call to Colin Albert on July 8th. And I left a voicemail mocking his threatening TikToks towards the Advantage Boys. That's it. So I said, I made a point here. Colin Albert was visited in his dorm room on April 10th by 2 FBI agents who gave him a summons to appear in front of a federal grand jury. If anyone's intimidating Colin, it's the FBI. And he's probably really, he's probably suffering emotional harm from that. As he should be. Because it's not normal for a college freshman to be visited by 2 FBI agents. And that is the reason that he dropped out of Bridgewater State. Because he knows that he's got to clear his schedule coming up. And he can't, it's a lot to have on your plate for a 19-year-old at this time, is looming federal indictments. You never know, am I going to be arrested for murder? What is going to happen to me? That is why. This nonsense about he dropped out of school because I left a voicemail mocking his spiel about the Advantage Boys was bullshit from the beginning. It was a lie concocted by a district attorney's office that is under federal investigation for corruption. The same district attorney's office that is framing Karen Read, prosecuting a woman who they know, as a matter of fact, is innocent, in order to cover for the same people that I am now being charged with intimidating. That's the story. That's how we connected my case today to Karen Read's. And we are going to win. We are going to win so big. Today is the first of many victories to come. Many victories to come. And I was just so happy to turn around in court on less than 24 hours notice. This hearing was held less than 24 hours to turn around in court and see all of the rows filled with my people, all turtle riders there, all supporters of the Free Karen Read movement, all people of different political persuasions, different backgrounds, all there because they know this is wrong. And they know that I've done nothing wrong and that they're not willing to just let it happen. And you're all there with me. And I appreciate that so much, to walk into court and have people outside cheering for me and have media there. It's like, I guess I'm not a nobody, because nobodies don't have going to court and have every media outlet, every corporate Boston media outlet there with a camera live streaming it. That doesn't happen for typical witness intimidation arraignments, but it happened for me because they know that this is not a typical witness intimidation arraignment. This is an unprecedented abuse of power by the government to silence a journalist who is getting way too close. Way too close. Remember, who found Lucky Loughran? Who's the first one to report about Lucky Loughran? That would be me. They hid. Michael Proctor knew about the existence of Lucky Loughran since January. He knew exactly, and he knew that Lucky Loughran plowed that road. And he went out of his way hoping that no one ever found him. Well, he didn't know that Karen Read's PI had found him in February, and they never published that report. And he definitely didn't know that the FBI found Lucky Loughran. So when I found Lucky Loughran, as an example of award-winning journalism, you track down a witness and you ask them questions. And Lucky was happy to talk to me, right? He was happy to talk to me. And when he told me about the FBI and I reported that, Michael Proctor, just picture how much they shit their pants when that happened. Oh shit, the FBI found the plow driver and we didn't know? Why didn't they tell us? And they're like, they didn't tell us because we're the ones being investigated. That's why they didn't tell us. Because they're not going after Karen Read. They're going after us. And now that they know that the feds know Karen Read didn't do this. And they're looking through all of our reports. And they're looking for things that we lied about. And they want to know who knew, who signed off on this. They shit their pants. And instead of, getting their act together, what did they do? They started building a case against me for wiretapping and witness intimidation and blah, 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 blah. Well, it's going nowhere. It was a bad day for them today. It was a really bad day. And I hope they all have a shitty Christmas because they deserve it. I hope Santa puts coal in their stockings. These are scummy people abusing the system. And there was a heckler today. There was a heckler. But it was an unexpected one. I didn't have Mike Giannetti on my bingo card today, and I don't know about any of you. He did either. I did not know that. It's like none of the McAlberts, at least he showed up. None of the McAlberts showed up. Even goddamn Riccio and Krusty Panties, these people who blah, 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 online all day. Talk, 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 talk. That's all they do. All they do. They don't show up in person. Giannetti, I didn't know he could find the courthouse. I've never seen Mike Giannetti in person. If you guys don't know who that guy was today, the heckler. Like, I wrote about him like 3 years ago. He's been in Ratchet Madness, a 1 seed twice. He made the Final Four once, I think. Oh my God, just go. He is the funniest character in Turtleboy history. And that's hard, like funniest. Like I did a rap battle with him once. I roasted him. He's real mad about that. He's obviously got no teeth. I did not realize how little teeth he had until I saw him today. And he, I forget how I wrote about him because he was, there's just so many videos of him. It was a whole bunch of shit. Basically, he's killed a whole bunch of women because he's a crack dealer, and he, like, women that he sells drugs to constantly die, and including Lisa Hainsworth. That's why we say justice for Lisa. He gets real mad about that. And then he took me to court. He got an order on me. He tried getting an order on me, and he did get an order on me because he didn't list the right address for me. And so I never got the paperwork. And an order was issued without me being there. And then I had to go and fight that once I found out about it. And we had a 2-party hearing, and it's watch the court audio on that. It is the funniest thing you've ever seen. He cross-examines me, and he goes, Your Honor, did you or did you not say that you were going to take my son and kidnap him and make him a transgender baby? And I go, no, I did not. And he goes, Your Honor, perjury, perjury. Because I said that I was going to adopt his son when he goes to, like, because DCF should take his son away because he's a crackhead. And I'm going to adopt his son, and I'm going to let him choose his gender because I'm progressive, okay? That's what you're supposed to do these days. And he's like a crackhead, so he really perceives that as me saying I'm going to kidnap his son. Like, that's, in his head, that's really what he's doing. In his head, he's constantly talking about, like, how, he's constantly posting about how I hacked into his accounts and I stole his Facebook, and he found me on Toothfinder. I'm like, Toothfinder? It looks like you could use a Toothfinder. But he's funny. I mean, he's harmless. Like, he's just a literal crackhead in his own world who attempted to hijack the press conference, and I'm glad he didn't. I do ask at these things, if you don't engage with these people at this thing. Like, I appreciate blocking them out so that we can hear. Like, it's like annoying when they do that. Because people aren't here for them. They're here to talk to me and to talk to my attorney and the case in general. And so we don't want to hijack it with a back and forth with these people. It's never a good thing to get in back and forth with these people. But, you know, like, Giannetti has absolutely no idea what any of this is even about today. Like, just go read the Giannetti blogs, and you'll be like, go down that rabbit hole, watch the Giannetti videos, and you will laugh for hours. So, anyway, man, I just want to say thank you to everyone who came, right? Thank you to everyone who's been covering this and protesting and donating. And the tides are officially turning in this case, man. The tides are officially turning. And we are going to win this case no matter the cost. And so is Janelle. And so are the Canton Nine. And so is Karen Reed. We're all going to win. And it is going to be the greatest victory ever. And so I hope they're ready for that. I hope Jennifer Kofendafer and all of these people who have staked their entire reputations to the McAlberts are ready for what's coming. Because today is just the beginning. Today is just the beginning, and you better it's the first of many L's coming your way. So I love you guys. Thanks for the support. Merry Christmas to everyone, and we'll see you guys. Next time you'll see me, I'll be 42. So I think that's a Tuesday. It's my birthday. I don't know if I'm going to do a show on that day. We'll figure it out. We'll talk. All right, guys? So Merry Christmas, and Love you all, and thanks for everything. Peace, Turtle Riders.